Okay. Introduce yourself, maybe.
I'm Frank Brogan, and I just finished this article sometime today. It's called Aging or How Are You Faring? And I start off. I was at a function just before Christmas and met up with an old cheeky colleague who surprised me with, "So you're still standing?" And then I received some Christmas cards from Interstate, and some had a laconic sentence remarking about my age while admitting theirs. In Tassie over the Christmas period, I was given a book to look at. It was called Aging Without Growing Old. The first 2 chapters promised so much, but then it petered out and danced all over the subject with matters gleaned from her clinical practice. Why? Oh, no. The author provided little advice about this growing old business, just how some people met their challenges. You know, some of us tend to live to a fairly long time, well past the use-by date, with a few challenging benchmarks of the present era. So I reckon it's worthwhile setting some thoughts down at the same time, debunk some of the nonsense surrounding the use of words. I'm not at all sure about the advice given out about the condition of growing old. Some say we shouldn't embrace certain feelings such as affliction or suffering or pessimisms, and we should tackle the condition of old age with humour and set aside demoralisation. Sex gets a mention by Mari D. Hennesel with this: acceptance of a new sexuality for men and women. Now, that is a challenge, but it's one primary concern with ego, not this condition of mortality. Now, there's an element of surprise about truth in all of this, but in my opinion, one needs to minimise this fear of emptiness as various experts preach. It's a problem of having an ego. It doesn't matter who you are or what you believe. Every one of we human beings have the capacity to think about and consider the ramifications associated with the mysterious endpoint of physical life. We all have to face this condition of death. And as we've experienced it, it comes to an abrupt end at any time. And we can tumble off this platform of life into a void of mystery, whatever that bloody will mean. There's no such thing as eternal youth, so really life is a case of letting go and uncluttering one's life as one grows old and ageing sets in. We have this ability to imagine and meditate on an existence beyond the self, and maybe redefine this so-called emptiness. It's just a word anyway, like void of mystery or whatever that means.
Nothingness.
Oh, nothingness is another one. Now, Father Christmas left me a science book called Nothing. From the New Scientist, it promises the reader a discussion covering absolute zero to cosmic oblivion, providing amazing insights into nothingness. I look forward to reading Nothing and learning more. So back to basics with a model I developed nearly a decade ago in order to explore and make some sense of human experience and social behaviour. In a nutshell, I believe social life depends primarily on searching for the truth about anything and answering that challenge with dollops of wisdom. The other 2 determinants are openness and love as far as I'm concerned. I then, in a mathematical way, dissected these 4 determinants. Truth separated out into beliefs and responsibilities, and these in turn determine the capacity for and the extent of a person's freedom and knowledge. And these 2 finally morphed into openness. And secondly, wisdom gave up the 2 strands of authority, conferred and functional, which pointed to the parameters of attraction or fusion and permissiveness or abandonment. And these 2 morphed into love. So it's fairly easy. So truth is balanced by wisdom and openness is in tension with love. And the unbalances or shortfalls give rise to secondary parameters such as justice, sincerity, faith, hope, etc. at the truth-wisdom extreme. At the openness-love extreme, the secondary parameters include knowledge, freedom, liberation, trust, passion, dedication, surrender and commitment, etc. Now I found it mind-boggling to contemplate the end nodes of the model's perceptual scales, where it describes states of complete knowledge and limitless freedom. I can only imagine the experience of openness and trust that a state may deliver. The other node indicates boundless love and a zone of complete trust. So this fear we have is not really a frightening one of emptiness and nothingness, but it's really an awe concerned with freedom, knowledge and openness, coupled together with love, fusion and trust. In other words, our death is a physical one, associated with the way we view ourselves, our ego. But there's the immediate crossover to another plane of existence, a spiritual one. And while that transition is a loss of ego, there is the attainment of a new experience. We have to unclutter our lives in order to move on. We each have to embrace that source of infinite love. Thus, we oldies must develop the inner resources for getting through the last stages of our physical lives, losing our ego. There are challenges, and one of them is the development of the spiritual strand of our existence, the major part, the part that lives on. And we shouldn't insult our intelligence by accepting fairy tales, dismissing that aspect of being human. Now back to physical aging. I can't disparage any aspects of the exploration of eternal youth without at the same time offering something in its place, a replacement theme, if you will. I hope I've done that, but keep in the back of your mind that becoming old is aging. It's a natural aspect of living. We creep, we groan, we sag, we lose bits, and in fact we lose a lot. But as my old GP once said to me, we replace it all with wisdom and the ability to laugh out loud. I just had the thought that when an old colleague reads these words, he'll accuse me of proselytising again. That's life. That's it. No more.